faith and wait for 2027 election and see how things will happen. Because to me, I voted for Peter Obi, but in my unit, he didn't pass. He didn't pass the election. Yes, it was Tinubu that passed the election. So it should not be because he didn't win the election. He will now say judiciary will corrupt. No, I'm not one of those that will put all those and tell you what on our judiciary. You know what happened is, that election that I've just passed, you see the surprises and skirmishes. Some state, to me, no, but some state you talk with stronghold of a particular party were won by another party. So we should just wait, and Nigeria should learn to do what Jonathan did. Please, that is just my opinion. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, parliamentarians. Nigerians should wait and watch out for what will be the interesting turn of event. Heading back to a Facebook page, parliamentarian Inyobong Usanga says, the People's Parliament, good morning, Mr. Speaker. On Peter's argument and recommendation that is in order, he has clearly stated what he has observed and the way forward. That is how to hold government and its institutions accountable and not ignore lapses as observed. God bless Nigeria. That's coming from parliamentarian Inyobong Usanga. Good morning. Welcome to the plenary. Hello, good morning, parliamentarian. You're live on the plenary. I'm sorry, I have to let you go. I can't hear what you're saying. Still back to our Facebook page, we see parliamentarian Nonye Idiel, who says, good morning, the People's Parliament. Good morning, parliamentarians. For His Excellency Peter Obi, to me, election case is over. Now it's time for all the presidential candidates to join hands with President Tinubu in building a better and united Nigeria for all to enjoy, and let them re-strategize, because the next general election will soon be at the corner and nobody can tell. Maybe the next presidential election may be in his favor, and for any appointments done to everybody in the state, congratulations to such person, because it is not that easy for a governor to appoint anybody. That's coming from Parliamentarian Nonye Idiong. Hello, good morning. You're live on the plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Welcome. Hello, good morning, parliamentarian. Okay, I think we lost connection there. I do hope the network service providers will be fair with us this morning, so we can get to have, civil conversations from parliamentarians to make their contributions on the focus on the floor of the plenary this morning. Of course, if you just joined us, 3 motions are up for discuss. The Independent National Electoral Commission is yet to prosecute 197 electoral offenders, and this is one conversation that has been on. A lot of persons are expected, Nigerians are expected before now, because of the spate of electoral malpractices and incidences that was experienced in Nigeria across the states of the Federation, that all the different people have been caught would be prosecuted, and Nigerians would have people serving as punishment, and those punishment will serve as deterrence to others in the next couple of elections that will be coming. But then, 6 months down the line, we're yet to see any electoral offenders being prosecuted. How do you react to this? Good morning. Welcome to the floor of the plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, other parliamentarians.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me to this plenary. I'm Comrade Inamesikakwan Striker. Taking a look at the motions on the order paper this morning, Mr. Speaker, on motion number 1, I negotiate to prosecute 197 electoral offenders months after the 2023 general election. Mr. Speaker, failure to prosecute electoral offenders will continue to encourage others to sponsor and smash ballot boxes during election, to sponsor and also attack electoral officials, and other electoral malpractice will continue if those that were caught are not prosecuted, to serve as an example and a deterrence to others. Mr. Speaker, maybe why INEC is yet to prosecute these 197 electoral offenders, maybe because these people were sponsored by those who are highly placed in government or highly placed members of the society who are doing covering up for them. That this is not good for our electoral system and electoral process. Mr. Speaker, on motion number 2 on Peter Obi's press conference, Mr. Speaker, I think Mr. Peter Obi, just like any other person, is entitled to his own opinion and observation during the 2023 general election. But I think I have to commend Mr. Peter Obi for following and using constitutional ways to go about the seeking of the presidency, and also following the court process that has come to an end instead of sponsoring violence in the country. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I think like the appointment of honorary, I think it is the government that will be in a better position to explain this appointment of honorary appointments. I'm Comrade Inamasarapa Striker. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Parliamentarian Striker. Definitely, it is the government of Akwa Ibom State or its spokespersons who are going to be able to furnish Akwa Ibomites with a modality and a reason or rationale behind these honorary appointments. And of course, we'll be bringing them on once they have the opportunity or they have the time to speak to Akwa Ibomites. But right about now, we'll take a short pause again, heading out for a second recess, parliamentarians. When we do return from the BBC The World in 2 minutes and a few more commercials, we'll be wrapping up our conversation this morning on the floor of the People's Parliament. Do stay with us.
Needs to be refilled with a fresh fire from the Holy Spirit. Join Reverend Patrick Grace Henry.
I am standing here because of your might and your almightiness. I am the demonstration of your power to save. I have tested you in the laboratory of your salvation with your grace and mercy. And suddenly there is health coming. And suddenly there is power coming. Yes.
Every Wednesday on Grace and Inspiration, and be inspired with great gospel songs, powerful prayer moments, and life-changing word of God. 10 to 12 noon on the Epic Grace Center, Planet 101.1 FM.
When we celebrate, we depart champagne.
Yes, so on a basket level, my people waiting to play. Better don't land so. Planet Salute don't show. You get anybody we want to celebrate based on birthday, I've been a wedding anniversary, shout out, or even special message, plus other mede. With just chicken money, we go run for you foreign and local. All you need do now to ring us for calls or WhatsApp for 0702 558 0019 0702 558 0019 or 0916 984 0304 0916 984 0308. You fit still waka meleswe. Go with city office where they for number 2 South Plaza Close off Aka 89 Road. Uyo celebration. Okpo.
Can I have your attention, please? Ever wondered how to get your business, events, products, and services to the desired audience at an unbelievably fair price? Well, here it is. Advertise on Spectrum TV
on StarTimes DTH Channel 421
and reap the rewards of a great reach and the attendant returns on investment. Call Spectrum TV now on 0701 896 8395 0703 803 6732 or 0704 454 6366. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to care.
Inspired and enjoy your late morning, 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Planet 101.1 FM. Work and never get bored with music while you work.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best.
Get treated to serene, tranquil, calm on the frequency of the leaders of the Aqua Cross airwaves. Planet 101.1 FM.
I died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I love
When music is this good, no way you're touching that dial.
I love you for 1,000.
What's in a woman? We
Women carry a worth more prestigious than fine stones. We are landmarks of triumph and integrity, humility, beauty. God implanted power and poise. Women always have to be strong, for often our meekness is misconceived as weakness.
This woman's weakness is love.
Every Thursday, 11 to 11:45 a.m. The Woman's Diary on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Don't miss it. This is Planet in partnership with the BBC. And now, BBC Minute.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. As Israeli ground forces continue to attack Hamas targets, Israel's Prime Minister has indicated Gaza's possible future. Benjamin Netanyahu told American ABC News that he expected Israel would assume overall security responsibility for the Palestinian territory for an indefinite period. He also said that tactical pauses in the fighting, lasting about an hour, might be introduced in order to allow humanitarian relief into Gaza. Officials from the United Arab Emirates say they're establishing an emergency field hospital in Gaza. The Emirati ambassador to the UN said 1,000 Palestinian children requiring medical treatment would be invited to come to the UAE. Police in the United States say the death of a Jewish man who fell to the ground in an altercation with pro-Palestinian protesters in California is being treated as homicide. 69-year-old Paul Kessler was taking part in a pro-Israel demonstration in the city of Thousand Oaks when a counter-demonstration took place. In other news, Japan has said G7 support for Ukraine in its war with Russia. Foreign ministers from the group of 7 wealthy nations, as well as the European Union, are gathering in Tokyo and will hold virtual talks with their Ukrainian counterpart. The Russian Defense Ministry says it's destroyed a total of 17 Ukrainian drones flying over the Black Sea and the Russian-occupied Crimean Peninsula early on Tuesday. 5 were intercepted near the port city of Sevastopol. The office-sharing company WeWork has filed for bankruptcy in the United States. The firm was once seen as the future of office working and became known for renting on flexible terms to startups and freelancers. In northeastern China, 3 people were killed and another person was seriously injured when the roof of a gymnasium collapsed under the weight of heavy snowfall. BBC News.
The world in 2 minutes.
Of course, you know, we revolve around you. And Focus Conversation this morning is guided by 3 motions. Time now to head back to the phone lines to hear more from you, the parliamentarians. Good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, parliamentarian.
Hello.
Yes, good morning, parliamentarian.
Hello.
I'm sorry I have to let you go. The network reception a little bit very poor this morning, but I do hope we can still have the conversations. 2 phone lines available. If one isn't going through rightly as it should be, you can try the other. 0902-223-1011 or 0817-624-565. If one isn't coming out clearly, you can try the second line, and definitely we'll still be able to have these conversations on the floor of the plenary. But heading back to our Facebook page, parliamentarian Osuyak Samuel says, the People's Parliament, good morning, Mr. Speaker. On this issue of INEC prosecuting election offenders, I would want to ask, can you prosecute those who did your bidding to better your cause? Let's just forget this script because the movie had been acted already. That's coming from Parliamentarian Osuyak Samuel. Parliamentarian Etini Silas says the People's Parliament, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, coming up to fault the Supreme Court over judgment is just a waste of time, energy and resources to fund what will not yield any fruits to the masses. And I would love to see him organizing a press conference as a patriotic citizen to discuss and prefer solutions strategically that government should adopt to curb inflation and other related issues that will benefit the masses. I think if he acts towards this direction as an opposition constructive critics, it will go a long way to earn him more regards and reputation. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, Parliamentarian Etini Silas. Still on the Facebook page, Parliamentarian Bro John says the People's Parliament. on the issue of INEC failing to prosecute election offenders shows how weak such an institution is, and calling it independent is only an irony. Until institutions are stronger than influential politicians or individuals, then corruption would be reduced drastically. Peter Obi should re-strategize on how to win by 2027 by making sure his steps are taken in constructive criticism against the federal government, especially in the area of the insecurity, poverty and unemployment ravaging Nigeria. Governor Moino should hit the ground running by making sure constant power supply for SMEs to grow an entrepreneurship development, revamp those malfunctioned and dilapidated factories into industries where youths in those communities can work and produce enough to meet the demands of Akwa Ibom State, and tackling inflation that is biting harder by going up in price without considering the poor masses. That's coming from Parliamentarian Bro John. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker, and good morning, all parliamentarians. This is David Achibong calling from Biono.
All right, welcome.
I hope you are hearing me. I cannot hear you here. This is what I want to say. I want to be sympathetic with my master, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. And I'm believing this by the grace of God, he will make it when he goes for election again next time. Let him go and lead us the guy to make it well next time. And I want to say that if you want to see it properly, a representative judge has spoken something against how the judiciary are being made to be poor. That's why they are sometimes being corrupt, in needing money to feed themselves and their families. So I want to pray that Nigeria will go on to try within their possibility that will reform institutions of this very country and to do everything possible to make sure that we have a very sound election, to reform even the election. What I mean to reform the election is that we should go into having electronic voting, electronic results, and everything. On my own part, if electronic voting and result is not done in this country, not going to vote again. That is my own stance. And then I'll restructure this country to make it for the sound standard for every part of the country. God be with you. Goodbye for now.
All right, thank you very much, Parliamentarian. God be with you as well, and goodbye for now. Heading back to our Facebook page. Just before then, let's talk to this Parliamentarian. Good morning. You're live on plenary.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, fellow parliamentarians. Good morning, Akwa Ibom people.
Welcome.
Joining you this morning is Seth Chase from Ikot Abasi. Mr. Speaker, this morning I want to commend our dear Governor, Excellency Pastor Mo Abasino, for flagging up one project Telugu government area. It is a welcome development. And I equally want to wish our governor to extend that to each of the wards across the state, because many wards in the state have never benefited, neither seen the deepening of democracy. But these are the people that when it comes to electioneering times, they always participated. Away from that, Mr. Speaker, I bring to your notice last month ago that there is a bridge in Ikot by Olugonam, that bridge called Tomoja, that is a Tomoja bridge. That bridge is totally elaborated. It has been, separated the both villages, Ikot and of Labour. And I don't know where it has been done that, and I believe you will do that if she said.
Thank you very much, Parliamentarian. Well, I know that I'd made that promise, and right now, as I speak, the NLC chairman in the Akwa Ibom State is not in the state. He traveled within the course of the weekend. I spoke to him, and so once he's back in the state, we will be able to have those conversations, okay? So thank you very much for joining us. Head back to the Facebook page comment. We see Parliamentarian Xavier Hazard says, good morning. the People's Parliament. My name is Xavier Atom. I am calling on the state government to come for our help because for the past 4 years now, we don't have a village head and things are not working well for us. Xavier has a parliamentarian. I'd like to hear which village you're talking about. You're not giving us enough information to work with here. So please let us know which village are you talking about? What happened to the previous village head? And what has been the issue surrounding you not having a village head at this point in time? All right. Thank you very much. I do hope to get that feelers from you within the course of session this morning or maybe subsequent edition of the People's Parliament. Parliamentarian Anthony Michael Foundation says, good morning, Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Are you all right? Good morning to you, Parliamentarian Anthony Michael. Good morning, Parliamentarian. Welcome to the plenary. Sorry, I have to let you go. Poor network reception. Still apologize for that. Heading back to our Facebook page, Parliamentarian Ibom Richa says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. I'm Kevin Maxwell Thompson from Nkana 18. Keep the good works, Frank says at Radio Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Thanks. All right. Thanks for joining us. And we truly appreciate your comment this morning. Of course, we'll always do the best we can to ensure that the People's Parliament keeps going and Planet Radio revolves around you. And we can never change in that mandate to ensure that we give you the voice to represent your constituents. Parliament live on Planet 101.1 FM this morning. 3 motions have been up, 4 conversations guiding each and every one of us on the floor of the plenary. Of course, don't forget, you can also raise a motion of urgent public importance as far as your constituents is concerned, just like the parliamentarian has talked about the fact that his people are in need of government's presence. And of course, we're also looking at a parliamentarian who's talked about the fact that they've not had a community leader, and that is a serious situation because we know the present administration of Governor Pastor Mona said community leaders and village heads will be held accountable for development in their respective areas. So if a community doesn't have a community leader, one of the first questions that Akwabomas will ask is how were they able to distribute the palliative that was sent? Who was in charge of the palliative? And of course, lots of other issues bordering on security, communal leadership, and all of those will arise as a result of that. And that also is a question on the Ministry of... we talked about the fact that the Independent National Electoral Commission is yet to prosecute 197 electoral offenders, and this is coming months after the 2023 general elections. Of course, we're also looking at the reaction between the presidency and Peter Obi over the comment or the press conference held by Peter Obi in reaction to the 2023 verdict of the Supreme Court upholding Ahmed Bola Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Different standpoint this morning. Some parliamentarians are calling on Peter Obi to go rest and re-strategize for 2027 when the election rounds will be up again. Others are saying, yes, he's down the path. And just like the presidential candidate has said, the likes of the later and the comment made by the retired Justice of Nigeria, Dati Joe, has further raised and poked holes into the credibility of the Nigerian judiciary and different concerns of allegations. The fact that the CJN is allegedly super powerful and can tilt the powers entrusted to him to favor whoever he chooses to side with, as raised by the retired Justice Dati Joe, has been also, further given voice to by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. Those concerns raised, and one thing that we can take home very strongly is the fact that the Labour Party is going to be a strong opposition. And Nigerians haven't forgotten the Obi movement, or what we call the obedient movement, which started off like a social media sensation and then became a completely different narrative and a movement that threatened the administration or the two major political parties, the People's Democratic Party and the APC. Of course, that has brought in another strong opposition and another one coming from the NNPP. So how will these 4 strong opposition parties fare, and how will that affect the political landscape in Nigeria? What narrative will be written going forward when we now have 4 strong opposition parties against one that we used to have in the history and the narrative of Nigerian politics. These questions are the questions that only time is going to answer for you and for me. And as far as we are all Nigerians, we cannot help but continue to engage government and its officials and functionaries as we seek to reposition Nigeria for a better society. Hello, good morning, parliamentarian. Sorry, I have to let you go. The network's still having issues here, but I do like to appreciate all parliamentarians who have made the efforts to call in regardless of the poor network reception that we're having this morning. And within the few minutes that we have left, I still like to emphasize there are 2 numbers available. If one is not coming through as it should be, you can try the second number, 0902-223-1011 or 0817-624-8565. Those 2 will bring you down to the floor of the plenary. Of course, you can still leave your comments on a Facebook page and we'll be able to take those comments. Of course, still heading back to the Facebook page to take some more. We have Parliamentarian Samuel O'Connor says the People's Parliament, the issue of INEC and the prosecution of election offenders is one that will institute a renewed hope on the part of Nigerians to the electoral umpire. It is expected that those who have been found wanting during the just concluded election should be prosecuted and punished within the provisions of the law. When that is done, Nigerians will begin to respect and know that we have a strong electoral umpire. Well, thank you very much, parliamentarian. A very valid point raised there. Prosecution of electoral offenders has been a very consistent call on the part of Nigerians. If we take our mind back to the report given by the European election observers in Nigeria, one of the areas that they highlighted was the need for Nigeria to have a stronger institutions that will be able to prosecute electoral offenders. And of course, we also remember that the foreign agencies and foreign nationals did promise to, issue travel ban or travel restrictions on people who have been found wanting or who have been found in one way or the other to have, been part in one corruption practice during the just concluded election. How that is panning out is something that we have yet to hear the last of it. But one thing is certain, until the Federal Republic of Nigeria gets to the point where prompt prosecution of electoral offenders, not just the errand boys that are used by politicians, but also top cadre members of the society, top politicians who are the paymasters of these foot soldiers that have been arrested and brought in by INEC, then we will not be moving towards ensuring that, such criminal activities are perpetrated in the disservice or to the disservice of Nigerians, because as far as election is concerned, when the electoral process is truncated by criminal activities, then the will of Nigerians have not been seen to prevail. And when the wills of Nigerians does not prevail, then the people who are in charge can be said to have not been the overall mandate of Nigerians and the decisions of Nigerians, and the will of Nigerians come into speak. But as we continue to advocate for stronger institutions in Nigeria, urging President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to prioritize, building stronger institutions, and of course, the fight against corruption must be prioritized in the interest of all Nigerians. Then they should let Nigerian rest. With the press statement from His Excellency Peter Obi, we all can see that all have been done. It is just for Nigerians to wake up, prepare for the next season election and make sure that they're voting the right person who has the interests of the country at heart. That is my take this morning. All right, thank you very much for joining us. Nigerians need to wake up. Well, Nigerians have woken up, Nigerians are waking up, and Nigerians will continue to wake up. And the call for us to prioritize, building institution is the call made in the right direction. But that's the size of our commitment and its officials and FEV. I'll always urge you, remember to always pray for our state, our country, and our leaders, because it takes good leadership for the narrative to be transformed across board and for us all to have an enabling environment to transact business, to live out our dreams, visions, and aspirations, while also contributing a quarter to the growth of a state and a country. Francis Oyema, that is my name. Thank you once again, parliamentarian, for always being there for the People's Parliament. Of course, it's your parliament. Wishing you a lovely Tuesday experience. God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Akwa Ibom State. From me to you, it's bye-bye. But I'll be leaving us with this song just to re-echo a statement made by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party that the fight is not yet over and the obedient movement in Nigeria will continue to fight until the Nigerians reclaim the country and set it back on the foot of growth. And just yesterday, I saw that sometime in 1982, fuel was sold at about 1 naira. And of course, there was a point in Nigeria when the dollar was 1 naira to $1. We hope to get back to that point. Who will lead us there? That's the big questions we all have to answer. From me to you, it's bye-bye. Iniko, Jericho. That's the song I'm leaving you with this morning. Do enjoy the rest of your day.